Thank you for joining me as night two of the Democratic National Convention 2020 wraps up. Your man Diamond K in here, of course. RadioFire.com, the DiamondKShow.com. It was another you know presentation that I warmed up to. And over time, this format is, to me, catching on. Why do we need to go back to the traditional, format of the convention, which, for people that were talking about the lows and highs of night one, let's not get it twisted. The normal convention wasn't some enthusiastic, exciting experience. So I'm getting used to it. I did not have a problem with it per se. The pre-recorded nature of things I really like, but we're gonna get into it. We're gonna dissect things, and we're going to talk about it because there was a lot of news coming out, a lot of people participating in it that you may find to be different. Of course, because it is election season, you're going to see all types of things. Now, before we get into that, of course, Radio on Fire is a fast-growing digital outlet, and we communicate to America through our digital news broadcasts and social media content. Of course, we are a rising multimedia platform, generating over 350,000 views per month through our audio and video streams. From politics, breaking news, celebrity info, sports talk, pop culture, and more, Radio on Fire keeps our audience covered. So I'm normally here 7 p.m. of course daily. RadioOnFire.com, the DiamondKShow.com. So much to talk about. The presentation night 2 ended with Jill Biden wrapping things up, discussing personal and national loss. She talked about marrying Joe Biden, meeting his family, and making the family whole. The same way that you make a nation whole, with love and understanding, small acts of kindness, with bravery and unwavering faith. That was Jill Biden at the DNC today from a classroom. Of course, she's a teacher, and she was making a case why you need to vote for her husband and make her the first lady. So I really think that Jill is someone who helps Joe Biden, not only with his family, but Dr. Joe Biden is a good spokesperson for her husband. Cindy McCain details the friendship between Joe Biden and her late husband, of course, John McCain. And she said that it was a friendship that shouldn't have worked. And she narrated the link between her late husband, John McCain, and Joe Biden during her speech. I'm going to call it a speech. She previously had said she didn't wish to get involved in the election. This is her most public support for Joe Biden thus far. And another person, Republican, former Secretary of State Colin Powell, endorsed Joe Biden. Now, we knew he previously had endorsed Joe Biden anyway. And Colin Powell says that the values I learned growing up in the South Bronx and serving in uniform were the same values that Joe Biden's parents instilled in him in Scranton, Pennsylvania. I support Joe Biden for the presidency of the United States because those values still define him. Making a connection there, of course, with the military background of Secretary of State Colin Powell. What was what's interesting about this whole thing, and I'm not sure if Trump and the Republicans are going to be pulling off some Democratic converts during the RNC next week, but the fact that they're able to deliver some prominent Republicans to support Joe Biden, okay, understand this. Colin Powell was a part of the last Republican administration. So the fact that he's up there endorsing a Democrat after serving 8 years under the Republican, that to me is major. Is major. So whether or not Trump and the RNC is going to be able to pull off this level of support from someone who would, on paper, not be a natural ally, that remains to be seen. And of course, I'm going to be talking about the RNC next week. But that's just something that I definitely wanted to hammer down and really bring to the forefront the fact that that happened. Okay. So as we go on, there were powerful messages from a lot of people. Biden has officially been nominated and invited to deliver the acceptance speech. A lot of, symbolic things happening. What I really enjoyed was the roll call. And what they did was they had a roll call which featured representatives for the states and territories, and they began announcing their primary results, with Biden naturally winning the bulk of the vote. And I think that the DNC roll call is the best traveling that you could do. It was really nice. The diversity, I really enjoyed it. It was it would have taken us months to travel that the distance that we saw. It was very nice. You saw a lot of different people, different walks of life, different communities. It was very nice, and I think that it should be done that way more often. You are able to get a lot of the fluff out of the way, get straight to the point. Speeches are shorter, it's more digestible, and I think that you have more people pay attention to it. You have compositions that can be shared, that can be talked about, and a lot of speeches is like blah 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 blah, but people really being held to a shorter time span. I like that. I think that it needs to stay here. Now, got that out of the way. Things that I liked. Something that I did not like. Okay. AOC. Not a favorite person of mine. Now, you may say, why? Now, and that might be too strong of a statement. Let me say this. AOC has some points that are good. AOC is like a family member, that you can't bring around when you have company, right? Because there's no telling what she's going to say, no telling what she's going to do, no telling what she's going to wear. She's completely unpredictable, right? But she gets straight A's, right? That family member to get straight A's. However, you can't bring them around everybody because you don't know whether she's going to come downstairs in her drawers during dinner, right? She's like that, right? So AOC said that when millions of people in the United States are looking for deep, systemic solutions to our cries of mass evictions, unemployment, and lack of health care, I hereby second the nomination of Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont for president. Here's the thing, AOC, and this is the same type of foolishness that Joe Biden has to deal with, is the same type of foolishness that Hillary had to deal with before. It's a spoiled brat, okay? It's called politics, meaning you need to be political. But she doesn't know how to be political. She doesn't know how to be political. And I'm talking about AOC. AOC doesn't know how to be political. There's a way that you can get the things done that you want to get done behind the scenes, but if it doesn't go the way she wants to go, she's got to have a temper tantrum, okay? And at the DNC was not the place nor the time to have her temper tantrum, right? So, yes, it doesn't mean anything. It was symbolic, right? But her symbolically doing it, it exposes the division that we already know is there, okay? You want to get some things done behind the scenes, fine. But her trying to have a power play, like she thinks that it's cool. I don't think that it's cool. I think that the Democrats she needs to be humbled, okay? Until she is humbled, she's going to continue to act out. She does not have the mindset to ever lead the Democratic Party, right? So eventually what's going to happen is she's going to leave the Democratic Party because she's not going to get her way. Nor should she get her way, because her way is not a winning way, okay? It is called politics for a reason, okay? It's called politics for a reason. But the New York Democrat was thankfully only given 1 minute for her slot. And supporters of hers thought that she should be a keynote speaker. Can you imagine that kind of foolishness that would have come out of her mouth if she was given a keynote slot? She should have got 30 seconds, okay? She should have got 30 seconds for all, yes, there are a lot of things that need to happen, okay? But on on stage, at the Democratic convention during this broadcast, was not the time to do it. No, what's wrong with her? What is wrong with AOC, right? Republicans are laughing at AOC and the Democrats. They should have never put her on the stage if she's going to say some stupid stuff like this. And I don't care that it is symbolic. What we care about is Trump needs to be voted out of office. And the divisions, the fact that there are people that follow her and they are emboldened by her just insubordination. It's frustrating, and it has to be stomped out. I hope and pray whoever is running against her, when her time comes to run again, I'm supporting that campaign wholeheartedly. She needs to be off of the national stage. Off of the national stage. And she's a smart aleck, and she's like a little kid that knows a couple of things and thinks that they know more than everybody, and she does not. So she said this: if you were confused, no worries. Convention rules require roll call and nominations for every candidate that passes the delegate threshold. Whatever. Okay, whatever. She was asked to second the nom for Sanders during the roll call, and she extends her deepest congratulations to Joe Biden. Right? That's what she said. Okay. Joe Biden's still getting the nomination. She did not mention Joe Biden. Okay. She needs to go. Okay. But she is a U.S. House candidate in New York's 14th district. I hope that she goes out of here. Just be gone. Just be gone. I'm tired of her being a poster child for the division. And I think that behind the scenes, secretly, Bernie Sanders nudges on her behavior. Right? But AOC, I have a message for you. You saw where it got Bernie. Got him a little bit far. And yes, you're younger, and yes, you're more marketable, but you lack the political savvy to get far playing the card that you're playing. And here's the thing. When she gets older, she's going to be on some other stuff, right? She's going to be on some other stuff. Do y'all remember when Hillary Clinton used to be progressive, and then she got older, and then she got more political and understand the way the game is played? And I think that the same thing is going to happen to AOC. I think as she gets older, she's going to get more political sense. So all in all, night 2, I think, was a success. Night 1 definitely was a success. You had people talking about it. Michelle Obama, of course, being the breakout, the keynote from night 1. But Trump is, desperate, and it's chaotic, and he's trying to reboot his 2020 campaign. Another person from night 1, John Kasich, endorsing Joe Biden. We knew that was going to happen as well. And AOC mad because Kasich got more time than her. But it's an interesting time that we live in. Of course, we're going into night 3 tomorrow, and I'm excited about that. And of course, night 4, the crescendo, if you will. I'd like to know your thoughts. Did you enjoy the DNC? Do you think that Trump is going to be able to withstand the challenge of Joe Biden? I'd like to know your thoughts in the comment section, or Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Of course, I will be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. for The Diamond K Show, and then we will be back immediately following night 3 of the Democratic National Convention for a recap and a discussion on what we saw. For everyone here at Radio on Fire, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I will see you guys tomorrow.